I want to talk about, from a practical standpoint, things that everybody can do, but which not everybody does. And so this is a reminder to you in case it is you know, but you haven't been doing it yet. The first one is having an emergency fund. So again, I know if somebody's listening, be like, yes, we know about emergency fund. The question is, you may know about it, but do you have it? So, it's never, there will never be enough reminders. And the pandemic of 2020 into 2021, and who knows how long this is going to go, has given us a very awful life example of why emergency funds are necessary. Okay, have lost jobs or been otherwise had their salaries decreased and have now turned into dependents of the state. What's it, right? And that's because they either had too little of an emergency fund stash or none at all. So my first recommendation, which, and again, I think it's quite practical, is that you want to aim for a minimum 3 months of expenses. You want to be able, if something happens today, that you know that you're okay for the next 3 months.
Right.
Now this goes from 3 months to 12 months, right? So some people say that really should be 6 months worth of expenses. They don't know exactly what should be happening, what could be happening in the world. And if it is like, if you're single, 3 months may be enough. If you part of a couple, you may need more than that. If you have dependents, it goes even higher. Maybe 9 months you need to get these the savings for.
Right.
How do you start with this? Do not leave it up to yourself, because if it is after, when you get your salary in, you get the little message on your phone, okay, salary deposited from your employer, and leave it up to yourself to write a check or to go on online banking and transfer it to this special account, it's not going to get done as much as you want it to get done. There are going to be some months, oh gosh, but I can't need this, or no, I need to buy that, or I need to repay the credit. So my practical tip is standing orders or automated payments. Okay.
Right.
Your hands, or if your employer allows it, let them send the money to where you want it to go. Right. So some employers allow you to say, this portion I want to go to this bank account, this portion to that bank account. If they allow that, take them up on it. So it's out of mind. It's not something that you can use, right? And then you don't think about it monthly. So that's my first practical tip. Secondly, I would say, and I'm not an insurance agent, so I have no skin in this game, but insurance. Okay. And insurance is similar to an emergency fund, but it is different. I would say that insurance is for really unexpected and awful life events, right? Up to a death, right? And that you would need to cater for your loved ones' independence. And if it was, let's say, a critical illness or something where you can no longer labor, you can no longer work, that you have that fallback. Whereas emergency funds are more short term and it may happen more often that something may come up. And so you have these two things to give you this cushion in life. So I would say that in terms of a money management, that is really important that every professional person has an emergency fund that's growing to reach where you want it to reach, and has a life and health insurance, right? And those are two main things before you even start to think about investing. And the third thing that I would say, and this may not be the most practical, is being beholden to debt. Debt is not bad in and of itself. Just like how money is not evil in and of itself, debt allows you to do very many things. That everybody with a credit card knows, right? With a house mortgage knows. Debt allows you to get something you may never have a chance of getting, and you know you're going to pay it back. However, there's always a limit, right? And if it is you overextend yourself with debt, and let's move aside house mortgage there. If it is you have extensive credit card debt or short-term loans with the bank, you make yourself vulnerable to life's vicissitudes, right? That something happens to you, have an accident or you get laid off, right? Sure. The amount you have to pay every month does not change. And so what that means is it's putting extra pressure on your emergency fund. It's putting extra pressure on yourself to try and get back up there in this world of work, right? Because again, you're laboring to get your income, you're financially dependent, right, on your body and your mind. And so that's really dangerous. So I would say emergency fund, insurance, and really restrict your debts. If it and to really start to chip away at it if you already have a significant monthly outlay. And once all those three things are in place, and those things I consider to be every man, like everybody knows what they have to do there, then we can move on to what really is going to get you into financial independence,
Which is what, sorry?
investment.
Investments, correct. But in order to get to this point of creating the fund to begin with, and also, you know, being mindful of all these different mechanisms to one day grow your wealth, a mindset is required, a certain mindset is required. So talk us through what sort of mindset you would advise that people develop if they don't have it yet, in order to get to free themselves from the debt and to free themselves so that they could create an emergency fund and to free themselves so that they could one day become financially independent.
Right. Well, I still actually, Maria, I'm not sure what to say to this because I feel as if there may be many answers, and I don't want to say I'm not a professional in terms of psychologist or therapist, in terms of being able to really speak to the proper mindset. I want to say within the proper mindset, because different things may work for different people. Okay, so while I am going to answer your question, I just want to preface it by saying, if what I say doesn't apply to you, or you don't feel energized in any way by what I say now, that's okay. It energized me, but it doesn't have to energize you. And what I would say is, you have to try and find it. I want to just, steal from Nike and say it's kind of like a just do it mindset.
Right.
It makes it most helpful or kind and loving, kind of like a tough love sort of answer. But I think everybody needs to get to a stage in their life to have this light bulb moment where they say, is this it? Could this be it? Is my life, it's reached its upper limit? And if where you are right now, you ask yourself that question and you sincerely and honestly say, yes, this is it. I'm loving this right now. Well, then you there, you good. Your mindset is there. You are happy where you are and great. But if there is doubt, if there is discontent, if you want more, whatever more is to you, then pull it from there, pull that drive from there. You owe it to yourself.